We're on to the next subunit now, which will deal with hearing loss around the world. Hearing loss is considered the most prevalent disability worldwide. Almost 600 million people, an estimated 10% of people worldwide, have mild or even worse hearing loss. 250 million have moderate or worse hearing loss. And 2/3 of the world's population with hearing loss reside in developing countries. According to hearit.com, Professor Adrian Davies of the British MRC Institute of Hearing Research estimates that the total number of people with hearing loss of more than 25 decibels will exceed 700 million worldwide by 2015. Davies' statistics suggest that more than 900 million people worldwide will have hearing loss of more than 25 decibels in 2025. Generally, more is known about the incidence of hearing loss in Europe and the United States due to the development of the healthcare systems. This sophistication allows for better records to be kept and facilitates more accuracy than in underdeveloped countries where data is still scarce. Of those 900 million with hearing loss in the world in 2025, some 90 million will be Europeans. Some research has found that hearing loss in up to 20% of adults, some 52 million people in Europe, and in 36% of people then aged 55 years old and older. Due to the aging population in Europe, the overall prevalence of hearing loss is likely to rise to some 30% of people in the next century. Research from 2006 by Shield found that 19% of the UK men and 13% of UK women above 16 years of age report that they have hearing loss. Hearing loss in Europe, most European countries studied were higher than the usual 10% of the population, often considered as the normal kind of rate. Shield in 2006 presents specific facts on the incidence of hearing loss in Europe. According to Shield's data, the frequency in Germany may be as high as 1 in 5. In Finland, we're talking about 1 in 7. In Italy, 1 in 6. 1 in 10 in Denmark and Sweden. And the healthiest population in hearing terms was found in France, where just 7% have hearing loss. These are data from 2006. Across the globe, more than 100 countries are considered developing countries, and these same countries contain some 80% of the world's population, as well as 2/3 of the population with hearing loss. Obtaining accurate figures in the developing world is difficult, as records are scarce and the population with hearing loss is huge. Some estimates from 2011 assess and point out that out of the 600 million people with hearing loss worldwide, 400 million reside in developing countries. Data posted at audiology.org indicate that more than 278 million people have moderate to profound hearing loss in both ears, and also present that most people who have hearing loss live in developing countries. There are some references to check some of the sources that I have just mentioned, and other sources that cover this type of data. We're on to question 2 now, to finish this subunit on hearing loss around the world. The question is, how many people are estimated to have hearing loss worldwide? Option A, 200 to 300 million. Option B, 600 to 700 million. Option C, 400 to 500 million. Option D, 100 to 200 million. The right answer is option B, 600 to 700 million.